As per usual, let's give a shout out to the GMs and the wives, the godly men, and the warm, inviting, feminine, empathetic women out there. Now, in today's topic, and for those that are just joining, my name is Thaddeus, and this is the Regal Change YouTube channel. Now, today's topic is going to be on dreams and how dreams can reveal people's true intentions. I can't tell you how many times I grew up, and my dad was really not a proponent of dreams. He pretty much, at least from what he told us, he never dreamt, and he never thought that there was any meaning in dreams anyway. And my mom, she had some weird dreams here and there, and she didn't really know what to make of them, but she just kind of was on the fence about it for most of my life. And my brother and my sister that I had at the time, they were both very, they liked talking about dreams, but I don't think they ever really found any meaning to it. And whenever I talked about dreams with anybody else, it kind of seemed to be that way. And dreams were kind of this mystical, elusive thing, and this almost mystic-like substance that nobody really could put any tangible that's that on, if you guys know what I mean. So when I was in, let's see, it was 2019, August of 2019 when I first started my dream journal. And I've kept a dream log ever since then, every single night. I've logged every single dream that I can best remember and recollect to my ability. I've always documented this down. And you'll soon find that there's a certain pattern that you can see in the dreams. There's certain kinds of archetypes that you'll see in your dreams. And you'll see certain kinds of, let's say, tribes of people that are also in your dreams. For example, recently, this was one of the weirdest dreams I've had for a minute, but I mean, I have weird dreams almost all the time, but this one was exceptionally interesting. I had a dream that Alan Watts and Yoda, for those that are not aware who Alan Watts is, he's a philosopher, and he actually died decades ago, but he was pretty much a proponent of Zen meditation and fusing philosophy with the Eastern religion, really, and the Eastern religions, I should say. And so he was a very big impact on me when I was just on my spiritual uprising and ascension, you could say. I was just waking up, and everything that he was saying was making a lot of sense, but I didn't know why it was making sense. That was one thing that I found weird about it. I don't always necessarily agree with everything that he has to say now, because I have a much different approach to spirituality and understanding what spirituality is. And I also understand that he was speaking to a broad audience that was meant to, again, fuse philosophy with these Eastern-like religions. Not to negate him as a person, but that was just one of the reasons why I think he showed up in the dream, because Yoda, for those that are unaware, Yoda is the little green guy in Star Wars that is the wisest Jedi master out of everybody. And they were actually having an argument in the dream. And when they were having this argument, they almost looked to me as like an audience member in some sense for confirmation on who's correct. And in the dream, I basically told them that neither were correct as far as I could see. And at that point, I began to understand a deeper understanding of what I was actually trying to get out of this dream. And why is this important? It's because sometimes when you have dreams, they're very symbolic like this. But in other dreams, where, because like you're trying to figure something out, right? You're trying to figure out a spiritual truth, let's say. But in other dreams where I've had like people, and specifically I've had like family members or friends or even women in my most recently, there's been a few different dreams that I've had with women where I actually ask and pray to God before I go to bed to guide and instruct me in my dreams so that I can see the true intentions from the other people. And I saw the true intentions of some of these individuals. And one thing I've learned after I started documenting the dreams is to never negate the power and the symbolism that arises within the dream itself. So, what exactly does that mean? It means that sometimes the dream, because what the dream is and what a dream really is about is it's a personal mythological representation of your inner subconscious mind trying to understand your external reality and the collective conscious and unconscious all in one time, all in one image, moving image, let's say. So that's the essence of a dream, right? So again, when you have a dream, oftentimes there's going to be certain kinds of feelings that arise out of the dream. So what do you feel when you reflect on the dream or when you wake up from the dream? We've all had nightmares or we've all had a really good dream. But what exactly was the like message of the dream? What was the dream trying to tell you? And I found personally that a lot of the times the people that do not have dreams or that have at least dreams but every so often, then like I can't tell you how many people that I've done consultations with now where I've told them to start documenting their dreams, and lo and behold, they started having more dreams. And it's because you're actively engaging with your inner workings. You're actually engaging with your inner biological factory, let's say. You're actually engaging with that. So you're actually putting things and people all together in the symbols of the dream. So let's go back to this dream with Yoda and Alan Watts. Well, Yoda, in some sense, represented the fantasy-like wisdom that is found in novels or movies, etc. Whereas Alan Watts represented, and this is another thing to note as well, is only the dreamer, him or herself, can actually properly interpret the dream. There are people that can guide you to understanding your dreams and what the dream is about, but ultimately you're going to be the one to understand it best because it's your subconscious that you're communicating with. So you can get guidance from all these different places and all these different sources. And I do offer dream interpretation workshops, but ultimately what you want to do is if you're going to have a dream, you need to document them. You need to document them, and you need to pay attention to what feelings or memories that are arising from those dreams. So anyway, Alan Watts represented, from what I could gather, the philosophical and mythological representation of wisdom in the dream. And the debate itself, and me being in the audience, it was almost like I had the opportunity to understand and gauge for myself, well, who do I agree more with and why? And the result of that was me finding my own strategy to approach wisdom and understand wisdom based on something different entirely. Because I didn't, in the dream, I was like, I don't really agree with either of you guys. I see what you guys are both saying, and I think there's value in both of what you guys are saying. Like Yoda has some great quotes from Star Wars, and Alan Watts has some great ideas and some great theories. And just a practicalities of life. Like, he has a book called The Book. I actually highly recommend anybody read it because it's only like 110 pages. But he gives a very precise methodological or method approach. How would you say that? It's a method-based approach to spirituality in a constructive way that allows for growth. That would be a good way to put it. And so that's one of the reasons why I would recommend that book. But I haven't read that book for years. It's been like 3 years, but Nonetheless, there was still an impression of that within my subconscious. And one of the reasons I think I had the dream, because I haven't watched Star Wars recently either. One of the reasons I think I had the dream is because I've had so many different people reach out to me recently through email or text or whatever, specifically from the YouTube channel, talking about like what they think about these videos and whatnot, and how they think that I should really approach these topics and whatever. And that's all fine and dandy, but I'm going to be an authoritarian when it comes to this YouTube channel. I'm going to make this YouTube channel be what it's going to be. This is a specifically designed YouTube channel to promote the message of empowering people to prosper. And in order to do that, people have to have an abundance of knowledge. It's one of the reasons why I don't think it's wrong to seek out different forms of knowledge from different places. It's not that way at all. Like, it's not wrong to do that. It might not always be good information, but this is one of the reasons why socializing is and can be so important, is because you're getting different knowledges. That's a good word. You're getting different knowledges. You're getting different forms of knowledge from different forms of being. And so you're slowly and surely gathering and multiplying your resources. Now, knowledge does not equal wisdom, right? Knowledge does not equal wisdom. But wisdom comes from your connection and your relationship to Jesus. And that is because Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. The way, the truth, and the life is, in a way, and the truth and the life itself, your life. The reason that you can live this life and understand so much, and you can even have this space of timelessness and dreams. Like, because look, where exactly are you in the dream, right? Like, where are you in the dream? And why is it the case that there are so many different kinds of people that you see in dreams and things that you see in dreams, or animals too? I've had a lot of dreams with animals lately as well, specifically lions, pigs, alligators, and snakes. So that's been kind of interesting as well. But dreams themselves are timeless spaces. And so in a sense, it is a literal place, but it's a literal place in the spiritual realm. And in the spiritual realm, things can be timeless. Here, we're going to get pretty deep here for a second, so hopefully everybody stays with me. In the physicality and in the physical and the emotional and the spiritual realm, those are three different forms of energy, so to speak. The physical, time only happens linearly. The emotional, time can happen linearly or backwards. Whereas in the spiritual sense of energy, energy is like it's beyond time and space. Okay, like there's no other way to put it, unless somebody has seen like Interstellar or something. If anybody's seen Interstellar, when the guy enters the black hole and then he actually goes and he sees the fourth dimension, of, so to speak, right? And so it's like the single room that he's seeing, but it's the single room with different time. So time, in a sense, can be experienced linearly in that dimension, but that's a whole different topic. So even though it does correlate with dreams, and I think it's important to establish though. So in the spiritual sense, where are you in the dream? Well, it's you in spirit that are entering this place. And sometimes with certain kinds of people that you're going to be around, It's going to reveal what the people have in regards to what they're trying to do to influence your life for better or for worse. And so I had a dream recently with a woman who was trying to look at me at the gym, and she's been trying to get with me at the gym, and I know that she's already talking to guys. I don't know if she's in a relationship or not, but I'm just like not about that anyway. If you're talking to all of these different guys, it's like nah. Like yeah, sure, you're attractive, but nah. And so in the dream, I was working out at the gym, and she came over, and she stuck her leg up on a stair, like on a staircase or something, like on a step stool, let's say, next to me, and she just like stared at me, and she was just trying to make me get reactional, or like yeah, she was trying to make me be reactive rather. And that was the dream indicating exactly what this person was trying to do. This person was just trying to get a reaction out of me by talking to these other guys. And she was angry that I wasn't reacting. So pay attention to your dreams, because the dream world, the spiritual realm, it's going to be much more straightforward in one sense, but sometimes it can be kind of like a puzzle. So you've got to be careful. You've got to understand what you're up against, and you've got to understand what the dream, and try to decipher what the dream exactly is trying to tell you. Because that's the subconscious trying to communicate to you about something that is happening in your life that you need to be paying attention to in one way, shape, or form or another. So I hope this video was useful and insightful. And until next time, peace be with you.